This is fairly unprecedented in the history of Wall Street.
Billionaire Michael Saylor just went on live TV today saying demand for Bitcoin is going to increase, supply for Bitcoin is going to decrease, as well as for the main entities selling Bitcoin today, even the long term were trending higher.
Well, most of the natural sellers of Bitcoin in the market right now are Bitcoin miners, and they have to sell to pay their electricity bill and their capital cost and retire their debt. That's about $1 billion a month worth of selling into the market. The protocol forces that to be cut in half as of about next April, late April. So you're going to see $12 billion of natural selling per year converted into $6 billion of natural selling a year. At the same time as things like spot Bitcoin ETFs increase the demand for Bitcoin. So that's why all of us are fairly bullish over the next 12 months. Demand's going to increase, supply is going to contract, and this is fairly unprecedented in the history of Wall Street.
And many billionaires like Michael are buying right now. MicroStrategy, his company, purchased another 155 BTC.
We're big Bitcoin bulls. Our thesis is that Bitcoin is digital property, but without the risks and liabilities of commercial real estate. It's a digital commodity without the risks and the liabilities of gold. It's a digital tech investment without the risks and the liabilities of big tech. And so we're bullish.
And looking at where Bitcoin could be, just know for macro, the Federal Reserve at yesterday's meeting officially skipped their rate hike, keeping the Fed funds rate at 5.5%.
Today, we decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. Given how far we have come, along with the uncertainties and risks we face, the committee is proceeding carefully. We will make decisions about the extent of additional policy firming and how long policy will remain restrictive based on the totality of the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risk.
Now stating that the committee is proceeding carefully, to me suggests that Powell is scared. He doesn't want to push the economy too far, too fast. The process of getting inflation sustainably down to 2% has a long way to go, and their goal with this pause is to keep their restrictive stance of monetary policy to continue to put downward pressure on the economic activity and inflation.
I've listened to Powell's press conference, and I think he's just as confused by all the different data points as everybody else. Maybe that's why he wants to pause, because he doesn't know what to do.
Will there be another hike?
I have no idea.
What would you do?
I'd wait. See what the data says. You've already raised rates so much. Another 25 basis points from here is not meaningful. It's more of a messaging. So wait till.
But are you expecting a year from now that he's going to be lowering rates?
No, I don't. I don't actually think we're going to, unless we have a very bad recession. I don't think we're going to see the Fed lower rates. I think Powell is still petrified of what happened to Volcker in the early.
Now, at this same time, actually the day before, Elon Musk blasts NFTs on the Joe Rogan Experience, and Bitcoin fans love it.
I mean, NFTs, the funny thing is that the NFT is not even on the blockchain. It's just a URL to the JPEG. So it's not even it's like you should at least encode the JPEG in the blockchain. Because if the company housing the image goes out of business, you don't have the image.
Obviously, Bitcoin fans love it because that's where ordinals comes in, or inscriptions on Bitcoin. And just to be clear on what Elon Musk is referring to, an example we just saw, FTX launched their own NFT marketplace a few years ago, and they issued NFTs in partnership with Coachella and Tomorrowland, but many of them stopped working the NFTs once FTX's servers went offline, aka very centralized. But Musk's assertions aren't true in all cases. Some projects on Ethereum, on a case-by-case basis, stored their artwork on-chain, including pixel projects like CryptoPunks and Moonbirds. And just understand that Musk's statement also plays into a popular misconception about NFTs, that the NFT, or non-fungible token, isn't the artwork or connected item itself. Rather, an NFT acts like a receipt or proof of ownership that's connected to something, whether it's digital artwork, an interactive video game item, a physical wristwatch, etc. Also, many of you were asking me about this. Celestia airdrops TIA token as network goes live. Claims start of modular era. Celestia has released its mainnet beta after issuing after issuing tokens to over 500,000 users. So we can go to CoinGecko, type in TIA, find the new Celestia TIA token. And by the way, I'm not affiliated with this at all. Just want to keep you updated. So right now, about $2.41. But as you know, huge volatility. Whenever any new coin launches, we see a total supply of 1 billion and a circulating supply of only 141 million, meaning a lot of it's not in the circulating supply yet. That's sort of a silent inflation over time. Keep that in mind. But what this coin does, or what it's supposed to do, described as a modular data availability network that securely scales with the number of users, Celestia aims to solve scalability and stability issues that are common with monolithic blockchains like ETH and Solana. And just to get even more specific, modular blockchains like Celestia are designed to solve scalability issues by using specific channels for speed and execution, unlike monolithic blockchains, which can scale only at the expense of decentralization or security. I will, of course, be doing a deeper dive into new altcoins just like this, but at the same time, out with the old and in with the new. The old being SafeMoon. SafeMoon executives arrested after the DOJ and SEC allege they misappropriated millions buying luxury cars and real estate. So as you know, SafeMoon was designed, they advertised it's not only safe, but it's designed to moon. All this because SafeMoon transactions were subject to a 10% tax, meaning this was supposed to disincentivize you a little bit to sell. Well, as of yesterday, 2 SafeMoon executives were arrested after prosecutors said they lied to investors about having locked liquidity, when instead they allegedly used the funds to buy luxury cars and real estate. My takeaway from all this, first off, it's a good thing. Let's get these bad actors out of the space. This launched, I think, about 2.5 years ago. So what altcoins of today will we be hearing about 2.5 years from now? And speaking of the SEC, payment giant PayPal has received a subpoena from the US SEC regarding its US dollar-pegged stablecoin. Received by them on November 1st, the subpoena requested that PayPal produce certain documents. We are cooperating with the SEC regarding this request. All this represents awareness, growth, maturing of this space.
Mainstream awareness seems to be reaching new heights for Bitcoin. We have the likes of Larry Fink referring to it as a flight to quality. We have Druckenmiller noting that it's a legitimate asset embraced by an entire generation and lamenting that he doesn't own more of it or own it. We have Mohammed El-Arian on television noting that Bitcoin is being viewed now as a safe haven asset. We have a lot of coverage of Bitcoin in television, on television networks, news networks, and also through mainstream media. That should continue to grow. As that coverage increases, that combined with increasing availability of Wall Street analyst coverage and new voices emerging in the community, like Fidelity with their analysis of Bitcoin. All of those new voices and new interest is driving education of a new generation of investors. I think we can expect more of that during the coming 12 months. And all of these things together just create a virtual cycle. And as they drive Bitcoin awareness, they should drive Bitcoin investment, and that should drive more news, and that should drive more awareness, and that should catalyze more and more firms to take an interest in supporting Bitcoin or investing in Bitcoin.
And very quick update on the SBF trial. Jury directions begin in the Sam Bankman-Fried criminal trial. As you know, this is an update from our video a few days ago. It's over. The Sam Bankman-Fried trial is getting absurd. Sam appears to be losing in a big way.
It's actually me who's IMing you. Yeah,
I love drugs.
That's VJ. That's Nisha's brother. That's also VJ. Okay.
That, of course, was a young Samuel Bankman-Fried. Pretty interesting to see his origin. If you got value in today's video, click the like button to support me. See you tomorrow.